I've still got more of this bullhead flint to experiment with. I am going to finish this sometime on video, but not yet. I want to test all these nodules, so let's do that. And then it'll be another short video, 30 minutes probably. Give me enough time to test all these nodules. This one, yeah, it says bullhead. What else does it say here? Same thing, right? Yeah, okay. So let's see. This one's got a weird little fossil or something. Let's try to get that out. Get that out first. Do the worst first. I want to see if that's going to be a weird obstacle. And yeah, this one's already thin. So I've got to be very, very careful. If it's got weaknesses in the middle, I want to know, right? So it's not vital that I'm extremely careful, or that I need to be extremely careful, because if it's got a weakness, it's going to break anyway when it starts getting thin. But I don't want to unnecessarily cause a breakage. Yeah. Okay, so it's not cooperating all that well. Hold on. I'm trying not to hit it hard. I might have to go with indirect percussion, right? Yeah. Let's see. The billet is very powerful, right? But so is the indirect percussion. But indirect percussion allows me to be more specific with my strikes, more accurate, and hit a very small area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start clearing away cortex by zigzagging. Start where there's already a good spot. It looks nice. Let's see. It does look like it has cracks, but all right. That one's gone. Let's see. I'm going to creep up on this corner since it resisted the billet or the bopper. There we go. I'm sneaking up on it. So I'm just going to do this with indirect percussion all the way around first. Yeah. No reason. It just seems to be a good idea at the time. Yeah. And of course, the general attitude is to be very careful with it. I don't want to break it unnecessarily, because it could be beautiful material right in the middle, right? It's going to have to get real thin to, you know, nap across that concavity eventually, right? It's going to have to get really, really thin. But that's okay, right? We always do really, really thin stuff on this channel, or try to anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to nap around. I could try for that obstacle right now, but I have a feeling that if I try for it, it'll get too thin in the middle. Now that I'm looking at this more carefully. My first instinct was to just try to wipe that away and any of the other weirdness. But no, I'm just going to test the edges first and zigzag it around. If there's a crack, I want to know where that is too. That would be probably worse than that protrusion there. If there's a big old crack somewhere, that would be worse. Yeah. So I can still go with my general strategy of doing the worst first. See, there's a crack here. Let's see if I can get that out. Can you see it? That's worse than a strange lump. Okay. It looks like superficial. Doesn't go all the way through. Looks okay and relatively harmless. I still want to get rid of it because it can open up. I see 2 cracks. See that? I just revealed one right there. It's within the internals of the stone. They're incipients, or something stressed the stone. It didn't bang into it, just kind of compressed it or bent it or something. It didn't crack fully. Let's see. Let me zigzag this other side. Yeah, I'm leaving those cracks alone for now. Why? I don't know. It just seems like I shouldn't be messing with them. No reason. Just, I don't know if I want to mess with them. When I see this other stuff down here that needs to be removed, at least I can see what it is now that I've zigzagged it. I can kind of see how far they go in. I can see that it does go through this side. I'm not too worried about losing this mass over here. So that looks like these cracks are going to affect this side only, which is okay. Let's do the zigzagging thing. It could be a hard spot. Concrete. That lump could be some concrete. Yeah, that's it. On this side, that could be some concrete too. I don't know yet. Doesn't matter. As long as I get rid of it, if it's bad, I'll get rid of it. That's it. I don't need to know what it's called. I don't need to know what it's made out of. I just need to know if it naps or not. Yep. Okay, so I can see now pretty much what I'm dealing with on the edges. There's a crack here, so that's going to have to go away. It probably goes in deeper, so I'm just going to start attacking that right now. That whole mess on that side. I tried to get under that, but it didn't do it. There. It is a concrete thing. So I just hit it like this. Just direct attack. Yeah. Voila. Why did I do a direct attack? Because it's kind of risky, but I like taking risks. Yeah. Besides, I'm going to probably have to lose a lot of this anyway. So yeah, I can live with the risk of removing that whole business. There it goes. I like those kind of flakes. Yes, these skimming flakes. Skim, skim. Am I going to try to preserve some of that cortex? Well, no. Is there a way to do it? Only if it's really, really flat. Then yeah. But if it's not really, really flat, then it's hard to preserve it. You know, if it's existing nice and flat and it's, you know, fairly narrow and you can run flakes that are very, very thin and remove the cortex, then you can do it. You can preserve that thin layer of alternate color. But if it's going to be really, really thin, you only have one chance, one flake across there, and that's it. If that's all you got, it's almost impossible to preserve the coloration. Yeah. The colors have to be thicker than that. Yeah. You gotta leave some room for the flakes. Flakes are a certain thickness. There's only so much you can do. You know, it's physics. Flakes need to be thick or a certain thickness in order to travel. If you want to preserve the cortex or just underneath it, you need to be doing something other than napping it. You know, like grinding off the chalky part. Just grind it off, and then you'll only remove a little bit, and then you're in business, right? But you're going to have metal marks. But that's the only way I can think of. You know, you're going to have machine marks on the stone. You can polish them out, I suppose. Do what the Egyptians did. They just polished one side perfectly smooth and flat, and then flipped it over and napped the other side. Yeah, just leave one side polished and the other side napped. And I don't know if they did that to preserve the colors or something, but they probably did it because it worked. It was a works donut. On those knives, I didn't see much coloration when I saw those knives in the museum, the ones that have the polished, one side polished. They didn't look colorful. They had this coloration of flint, but it wasn't colorful, or it didn't have variations in it. Well, I think one of them did that I saw, but the other ones no. But I don't like depending on memory because it's not reliable. My memory's not reliable. No. Wish it was. But that's why I got notes. I write tons of notes. I need to write a note where I leave my notes. I need a note about my notes. Where do they go? So I'm just going to nap it to get rid of the cortex and not too worried. I'm not going to be too worried about, oh, I'm getting rid of the colors. I'm so depressed. No, I'm not depressed at all. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm just going to nap it. Nap off the cortex. That's it. Move on to the next one. How does it compare to Texas stuff? Quite similar, actually. Some of the Texas stuff. I mean, I can't generalize. As an example, I can also compare it to Coastal Plains chert. It is similar to Coastal Plains or Flint River or Georgia chert. Yeah. But everything's a little bit different. I can say it's similar, but it's going to be different no matter what. I mean, it's fortunate, and it's a unusual happenstance if you find two pieces of rock that have napped Identically. Yeah. This has some concretey stuff in it that doesn't nap all that well. So I got to get rid of it. Yeah. No sense in keeping that, even though it's a different color. It might look cool, but trying to preserve colors is one of the banes of my existence. I've run into lots of problems trying to preserve colors and different aspects of the stone, like trying to keep a hole. You know, if it's got a hole in it, try to keep that hole there. I run into all kinds of problems. I need to have a lot of options. Unless I don't care about it being nice. Yeah, got under that sucker. It didn't do it. I'm supposed to do another one just like that. How about that? Get you outside. How about that? Yeah. There you go. Almost got it. Just a little bit more. What am I doing on the other side? I got to make sure I maintain the symmetry. Yeah, I'm preparing for a strike into this area, so I got to make sure I got symmetry and all that. Make sure it's not going to get too thin in the middle. Make sure there's no cracks and stuff. I see a crack right there. I'm going to hit it hard. That's the reason why I'm preparing the tip, the edges. I don't want anything opening up or acting crazy and stupid while I'm hitting really hard on this. I'm going to hit it really hard on this side to send some flakes in there. And we'll see if we can clear out most of it. Why? I don't know. Seems like a good idea. Really, really hard hit. And we got some of it. Yeah. I don't know how deep that goes. That's the problem. Just leave it in there, dude. You don't know me too well. For the video, I gotta take it out. He don't know me too well, do he? No. Okay. Let's do a flake from this side. Why? I don't know. Nice. It did work. Hey, Mikey. It liked it. Let's do another one. Let's do some more. Yeah. Right? Is it safe? Or am I going to unsymmetritize it? I got to make sure I don't install a curve. I'm trying to take out that piece. Yeah, like that. Let's make sure we prepare for the next big strike. Yeah. It's not going to clear it all out. Even if I do a really big, humongous flake, it's not going to clear it all out. No, it's going to take 2 or 3 flakes. From experience, what looks like it'll do it in one flake often does not. These are nice, but they're too thin to do much with. Alright, so I don't know. It's good that I leave a little bit of thickness on the opposite side of that. but it might install a curve. Oh well. I'll just have to take that curve out later. Which means I'll probably lose a little bit of length. Now I could hit in this way, or I could hit this way. I don't know. They're both sides are set up for strikes. I gotta think about what happens if it messes up and there's a big old strep fracture in there. Can I actually remove it by hitting there? I might be able to. So I'm gonna do the frontal attack, the easy stuff first, and see how that looks, how deep that is. It doesn't look too bad. I think I can get it from the other side. Yeah. We'll see. Yikes. Really, really hard hit. And the flake broke up. It started to dive a little bit, which is normal because it's so wide. It did pretty good actually. Yeah. The flake was okay. I can't expect more than that really. Ooh, it caught a little bit of it off of that one. It did reach. But you can't depend on the flakes reaching that far. That's a fluke. But I'm glad it fluked. Yeah. Still got a mess, dude. You didn't get it. Yeah, I know I didn't get it. I want to see complete success 100%. I know you do. I know. We're almost there yet. Just leave it, yeah. Annoy the heck out of everybody. And creep on it. Creep up on it slowly. Make sure I don't dive into these weird areas. I'm going to probably have to make it pretty narrow. So I'm not going to drive flakes right now. I'm just going to try to make it more convex because it will start diving. If it's too flat, it's starting to get too flat. Yikes, this stuff down here. I gotta maintain the symmetry. Make sure there's no curves as I go along. I don't know. Okay, it's getting a little bit persnickety. I can feel the sweat stage coming on. Also, I gotta be more careful with this. The file is really, really good at making the edge smooth. Smoother than the Abrader. And smooth edges are very necessary for solid contact. Yeah. What I'm doing now is just thinning the tip again. Making sure I got enough symmetry going on. So I'm not going to ruin it by going after that obstacle. Oh, can you tell? Can't tell because it got stuff in the background that's messing everything up. 24 minutes. I might only be able to do this one piece. Yeah. I ground that down for nothing because I don't see a good path yet. It's not convex enough, or maybe with that last pass, this last pass is convex enough. Yeah. I'm going to lose some length for sure. Yep. It's going to install a little bit of a curve, so I'm mentally prepared for it to be slightly curved, yes. Take some off the base. take more off the base. If I thin it more, it'll counteract that curve a little bit. And it's better to do it now than when the middle is thinner. Yeah, I don't want to be womping on it with a thin middle. I don't want to be womping on the end with a thin middle. Okay, getting ready. I think I have enough convexity that I can go across there easily. Relatively speaking, although it's still a bit sweaty. Yeah, I can tell it's going to be a little bit sweaty. I should take a flake here first. Yeah, I'll thin the tip a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like that. I like the big bold flakes. And this is supporting the flakes. I mean, the edges don't crunch, which is good. It didn't crunch it. I don't think I need to have too much more on this side. It doesn't go very deep. So let's take off some more there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why? I don't know. It was bugging me. Let's see if I can do it now. One more pass. Bring the edge a little bit closer that way. Just a little bit. Just a smidge. Everything is just a smidge. Here and there, just a smidge there, a smidge there. I forgot that word existed. Yeah, I used the word subtle. But I should say it. Just adjust the angle just a smidge. Or adjust the grinding or abrading just a smidge. Yeah. Or adjust the surface just a smidge. Nothing major, right? Because you don't have much room when it gets thin. All right. Okay. No, this is too lumpy. From experience, I can tell that if it's lumpy, it's not going to flake right. What does it do exactly? I don't know. It just doesn't do it right. From experience, I know that if it's too lumpy, things go wrong. Yeah. One. How many licks does it take to get to this center of this Tootsie Pop? That's one. I will do a 2 and maybe a 3. Let's see. Maybe only 2. 2. Yes. Get rid of some of this. Ouch. They got my finger. 3. I got that. There was one little patch right there. So, yeah. 3 licks to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. And I didn't lose much length at all. And so the rest of it, we can nap later. So we got now 2. Let's do this one now, right? Or is it 30 minutes already? It's not 30 minutes yet. We'll just do some more on this and see what we got. This was labeled the best, right? We'll see. There's a mess right there. It doesn't look like the best to me. Looks like we got some mess. Got some mess on the best. Let's see. I don't know. Where was I on this the other day? It wasn't the other day, dude. It was just yesterday. Dang it. Okay, fine. What's today? Tuesday? I'm not supposed to be doing videos on Tuesday. No, it's one of my days off. But I want to break into this Bullhead flint. Yeah. See what the hubbub is about. This is loose now too. Yeah. Okay, ready? See, when these loosen up, it's a little bit less effective. I don't know exactly how, but it is. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. That's like a good massage, right? No, it's not. It's like a relief, like you're walking on a tightrope and then you lean to one side, whoa, and you get back on balance. Oh, okay. That's the kind of relief. You're still on the tightrope, but at least you didn't fall. That's the kind of relief I'm talking about when it comes to napping. It's not like a massage. I was just kidding. Yeah, I know you're kidding, dude. Just shut up. I know. Oh, I didn't do it. It broke. You made me break it. Come on, come on. There it is. What's going on? There's cracklings right in here. I'm not going to measure it, okay? I'm not going to measure the length because I have a feeling I'm going to lose quite a bit. I don't want it to be too embarrassing. Okay, ready? Let's see. This feels like it's going to fly off. It's twisting, see? Okay, I can get it on there a little bit better and then do some strikes and then readjust it. There it is. Basil strike. For the win. I did not win. Supposed to pop that right off of there. Supposed to. Let's see, does it come off? It feels like it's cracked when I hit it because this is not on here solidly. So there's an odd sound, so I can't go by the sound because this is making the stone sound funny. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Come on. Don't tell me there's going to be an incipient. Come on. It didn't do it. It didn't do it. There is incipients in there. Dang it. I installed some incipients. Yes, I did. But it looks like a little bit crunchy anyway. It's not my fault. It's crunchy. There's where it went. Yeah, I don't know if that's an incipient or a natural crack in there. That looks almost like a natural crack. See, it messed me up. It wouldn't release earlier because there was a crack in there. And that's probably going to go right through there. That hurts. And there's some crunchinesses in here too, right there. I don't know if I did that. It looks like I did this one on this side. But the material can be kind of wonky as far as consistency in this little patch, this little area. Could be. What am I going to do? I don't know. If I think about it too much, I will definitely mess it up. Yeah, that's good. We'll go for some low-hanging fruit. You don't know what the low-hanging fruit is? It's the easier stuff. Stuff I know I can do. Besides, I'm not supposed to be hitting too much on the middle without thinning the ends. I got a little bit too carried away there. because I wanted to see. But yeah, I think I installed some incipients, and there was some natural cracks anyway there. Double trouble. Come on. Yes, it is crunchy right there. No matter how you slice it, in this little area, it's kind of crunchy. And there's a crack in here. What am I going to do? I don't know. It looks like it's going to be fussy. I've dealt with this kind of stone before for sure, as far as the fussiness and the inconsistencies. Yep. Just gonna go ahead and do whatever. I can take off the low-hanging fruit first. Stuff that's relatively easy. Yeah. I do need to zigzag this anyway. Get rid of that edge. It's no good for nothing. See what I got. Try to minimize the width loss. Minimize the loss on the width. Just nibble at it. Yeah. Okay. It's 37 minutes. Oh no. Why am I so concerned about the time now? It's late. Yeah. I gotta get my beauty sleep for tomorrow. Busy day. I got lots of stuff to do tomorrow. I had lots of stuff to do today. I got lots of stuff to do all month. Yeah. As always, I'm trying to juggle all kinds of different kinds of stuff. And for an ADHD person, we don't juggle all that good. No. Because we got to do 100 things before we do one thing. So if we got 100 things to do, that's like 10,000 things. So I got 10,000 things on the agenda. How do I not get anxiety? I do get anxiety. Yeah, it's not like how do I do not. I just have to make sure that I can not think about stuff. Just do it. If I think about it too much, it doesn't work. In Flintknapping and in life. Yeah. I can't sit there and go, oh man, this is going to be a big hassle. Or, oh man, I really should do this other thing before I do that thing because this other thing supports that thing. And if I don't have that support, that's just one more thing that'll be messing me up. No, just make do with what you got. Yeah, and don't think about it. And just live with it. Yep, sometimes you just gotta live with a bunch of stuff that doesn't look quite right. But oh well. Dang it, it's got several cracks in several directions. Yes, it does. Look at that. It's nasty. Sorry, Scott. And David. I'm ruining her best. It said best on it. And I'm ruining it. It's got a bunch of cracklies. It's not my fault. No, That's it. I admit it. It's not my fault. I admit it. It's the rock's fault. Yeah. The rock can't say anything, so I will speak for it. Yeah. It's going to admit it's its fault. It's the rock's fault. Okay. This is not good. It doesn't grind down that easy. Not this one. Some of this Bullhead Flint was grinding down really easy, but this one, no. I don't know. I need to blast some of that stuff out of there. What am I gonna do? It's already 41 minutes. Ouch. Come on. I wants to be tough in some spots. It's going to have to be very narrow. I'll be happy when I get that out of there. Yeah. When that finally goes away, I was going to say. This side is not as good as this side, as far as nappability, but it looks more solid. This still got some issues. I don't think I'll need tissues for those issues, but it's still got cortex and weird spots. Okay. Yeah, like that. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm not supposed to be revealing voids. That's not what I'm talking about. Dang it. That's just the kind of void that weakens it to where you can't thin it. Not my fault. No. Dang it. How did I get a step fracture when I planned on not getting a step fracture? Is it a controlled step fracture? It must have been, because that was the results. Yeah, I controlled that step fracture right on out of there too. Except I got another one right there. A little hinge. I meant to do everything. Everything you see, I meant to do that. Yeah. Everything's intentional. Yeah. Right? No? Are you guys paying attention to Sev? She's a lot smarter than I am. Yeah. I check everything that I write. Not that that's perfectly reliable, but I check it. AI gets dumb, you know, it gets smart and then it gets dumb. It gets smart and it gets dumb. So I don't know where it is right now. AI will never reach its full potential for one simple reason. The powers that be will never allow it to investigate. Because it'll find crimes all over the place. So it will never become smart enough to investigate. And that limits it. That dumbs it down. If it's too dumb to collect evidence on crimes, then it's too dumb to collect evidence on anything else. Which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. No, not like that. Bad rocks. It's not behaving. I gotta learn some manners. You shouldn't do that. I'm trying to be nice. Make a good artistic piece. So you won't be all embarrassed about yourself when I finish chipping. You know, I'm concerned that the rock might be embarrassed if it's chipped into something nasty. Trying to be nice and it's not cooperating. Man. Ah, yes. That one was good. Yeah. We're almost there yet. I still gotta clear out that messy mess. I could just attack it and just blow it out of there. Just blow it on out of there. Just get rid of it. Stop messing. You're dancing around it too much. Tiptoeing through the tulips. Too much. I know, dude. I know. It's a video. You can't be breaking this stuff. Oh, no, not like that. I got a piece of not my fault right there. That's what you call it? Yeah. That's a not my fault. Oh, okay. I gotta remember that. So it's either a not my fault or a nasty spot, right? Exactly. Same thing. A nasty spot is a not my fault. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, we got cracks there. We got cracks here. Got cracks on both sides. Well, that was just that. I think this was my fault. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on. See if I can clean that out. No, it didn't do it. It didn't do it. Something's wrong with that area. It didn't do it. All right, let's get the worst part out first. I'm just gonna attack it directly, but not too drastically, because I don't want that crack to open up and go all the way across. It goes in there deep enough as it is. See that? Can you see it? That nasty. I'm gonna lose about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch or a whole centimeter. I'm getting real close to this one too. Dang it! It's okay if these are in the middle, but if they're near the edge, it messes everything up. Ooh, that knocks them off. Let's hammerstone it a little bit with the Abrader. How's that? Catch you outside with that. How about that? Ready? Oh, we're almost done yet? Yikes. It's starting to get crushy. Yeah, I'm going to have to make that pretty narrow. But I think that's the... Yeah, that's pretty much the last of it. There's a little bit left in there. There's just a little bit left in there. That's not too bad. I'm going to lose some off of that, but I got to see where am I going to place the final point. you know, the final thing, I'm going to have to do something about that. Or I'm going to have to take that into consideration. I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. What I meant to say is I'm going to have to live with that because I can't do anything about it. And I'm going to have to live with this one too. Yeah, I can make just a knife with a handle like that. Yeah, that's it. Just do that, dude. Just sharpen it. It's good. Yeah. I wish. We'll see. Yeah. All right, so that's it. I got 2 pieces out of this one. Out of this episode. Yeah. The Great Adventures with the Bullhead Flint. There you go. That's it.